Hello. I have been getting caught up on Doctor Stone, and it has been insane. The pace of this series, really took off around the time I had started my manga hiatus. It went from, fairly major, substantial arcs with, a big kind of conflict at the heart of them to just scientific progress free for all. Which totally makes sense because Senku finally conquered the last great antagonist, at least on the planet, Dr. Zeno and his compatriot Stanley, allied with them, and then suddenly they were off to the races with now two cheat code level scientific intelligences working together, awakening the whole world. It really makes sense that the rate of progress and also the rate of storytelling would ramp up exponentially at that point, but holy crap, so many things happened. And I was really impressed. A lot of really beautiful moments happened throughout. All of the main cast stayed at least a bit relevant and had some really nice moments of characterization and having their wishes fulfilled. A lot of really funny moments, a lot of really inspirational moments. Pretty much everything I like about the series now being condensed and jammed together at this shockingly concentrated, extremely hype way. So, I was getting close to caught up. I'm on chapter 227 now. And I realized, oh, there hasn't been any chapters released since March 6th. Is it over? Because it's within the realm of possibility with this insane pacing that they could actually finish it up in 4 chapters from this point. Which is insane. I don't even want to look up whether or not it's over because I think that in itself would be too much of a spoiler. But at the same time, I really did plan on reading the last few chapters on video and reacting to them and speculating and stuff. So I figured, okay, to be safe, from this point on, we're going to discuss this live because I love this series and we read it together from the start. We took a long break, of course, but the majority of chapters we still shared together. And it would really be disappointing. It would be unfortunate if I had to, if I chose to finish the series by myself. Okay, so what's going on? They're on the moon. It actually happened. What seemed like such a shockingly outlandish twist for the plot just a few years ago has now been realized. They are standing on the moon. They are driving their little moon buggy on the moon. And then suddenly this insane surprise attack from Y-Man, perfectly imitating Senku's voice, activating the Medusa, and when they get to this ominous dark stain, I get it, finally, it's all coming together, the entire mystery, the perpetrator behind that flash of light that turned humanity to stone thousands of years ago, all along, this whole time, closer than we knew, Y-Man was you. What the heck is it going to be? What could possibly make sense in this context? It's not like a character, okay? Stanley just got revived. Nobody else is left. And everybody else is alive and well down on the Earth base and has been accounted for. What are some other possibilities? Senku's father figure, Bakuan, the astronaut. That would make any gosh darn sense at all. They saw the beam of light from their space station. They saw the Earth get petrified beneath them. They landed and formed the basis of the Ishigami colony. Tens of thousands of years in the past or whatever. I guess just thousands of years in the past. No, that makes no sense. There was the nefarious scientist on the ship, the one that rebelled against Bakuan and stuff. But no, that still doesn't make any sense. The fact that it has Senku's voice, that Y-Man can perfectly imitate Senku's voice, is it some pet project that Senku launched as a kid that contains an AI of himself? No, that makes no sense. That's ridiculous. That's totally unfeasible. The Senku's genius is of course cheat code level, but that's beyond cheat code. We had a really substantiated sense of how smart Senku was and what he could accomplish as a kid, and that's orders and orders and orders of magnitude outside of anything feasible. man was you. Everyone is like devastated. Everyone is like shocked. And it's everyone. Everyone recognizes who this is. And they're so shocked. Who the heck could it be? So it's not like America or something. It's not the Apollo astronauts that somehow had a secret moon colony and are screwing with people for some reason. What the heck? Okay, let's find out. I don't have any good guesses. I don't have any good guesses at all. I really can't think of anything that would even make the slightest bit of sense. It's not that there's, one answer and it's like, oh, well, it's probably this, and maybe that's a little disappointing because it's obvious. No. There's no obvious answer here. There's no like, oh, okay, well, it's probably such and such a thing, and that's kind of disappointing, but, we could have expected that. No. There's literally no explanation that makes sense that could account for these sorts of reactions. Closer than we knew. The heck? Could it be a radio station set up on the moon that's being remote controlled by Dr. Zeno? No, that doesn't make sense. Dr. Zeno was petrified for long periods of time while Y-Man was doing stuff. It's something that had been going on since thousands of years ago. And Dr. Zeno is one of the people in shock looking at whoever this is. I don't know. I don't get it. Let's just plunge ahead to chapter 228 and find out. That massive stain writhing around on the moon's surface. At last, it's clear what we're seeing. What happened? Who'd you find on the moon? Whoa. Okay. I think what this is a horde of Medusas that have created some sort of emergent intelligence. And it's like an AI nanobot swarm. I never would have guessed that, but it actually now fits my earlier qualification of like, oh, well, that would be fine and reasonable, but a little disappointing. So, okay, a lot of questions though. And I assume we're just going to get a lot of answers, so there's no really point delineating anything. What I will point out, though, is that I just watched a Red Letter Media review earlier today of this movie called Moonfall, which by all accounts is terrible, and it ends with the revelation that the antagonist was actually like this emergent AI that became self-conscious and wished for the destruction of humanity for reasons unexplained. And it appears as this writhing mass of nanobot tentacles. So, not that one ripped off the other. That's chronologically impossible, but it's bizarre that I encountered this sort of image twice today. It's the one I tossed, the Medusa I brought from Earth. Oh, just floating there. The only ones who could have screwed us over with that false transmission were you guys. So it's just the Medusas themselves. Okay, alright, so at first I'm like, meh, because I wanted a feeling of like a twist. Oh, so-and-so was evil, and guess what? There was a lot of hints along the way. I mean, again, I could not think of a single sensible way for them to do that, but I was excited to have my imagination expanded in such a sense. At the same time, though, if it was that kind of twist where, someone we trusted turned out to be evil, that would be pretty disappointing on another level. Because this series, more than anything, is about the beauty of humanity coming together and working towards a common goal. And in the rehabilitation and the convincing of former villains to join the noble scientific path, we get some of the most beautiful moments in the series and some really touching, heartfelt character development and all that stuff. So any kind of twist-type angle like that would have really undermined that, which would have been a little disappointing in its own right. Were you guys? And this is cool too because there's still a ton of mysteries being opened up like this. How did this happen? How did this happen thousands of years ago when technology was like contemporary to now, when smartphones were like a big deal? How does the Medusa exist and work and such in those technological conditions? How did it become self-aware? What are its goals? Why is it trying to petrify humanity? Still many little revelations that we can learn, and those could have some twist-like properties where they reveal, the unforeseen, the subtle things, things that we didn't put together before. So lots of potential here. Also, it's kind of cool that, like, we've basically caught up to the scientific achievements of the modern day, more or less. So we really do have to fight something that lurks in the future for a finale, I would say. And AI is just a fantastic example, this sort of self-aware, self-motivated, I was about to say maleficent. That's not like the word. Malignant, I guess, is the word I'm trying to say. The opposite of benevolent is the word I'm trying to think of right now. To have an AI that's an antagonistic force to humanity, that's something that's, purely theoretical and probably centuries away. So I think it really captures well, like, the sort of bad end of technology that we have to seek to avoid. I don't know. How do I feel about this? We can talk using radio waves, whether in English and Japanese. Oh, this whole time, closer than we knew. You are the Medusas, and you, the devices, are the machine life forms that form Y-Man. Alright. So, yeah, as I thought, it's an emergent AI made of millions of Medusas. Okay, so we got a lot of questions. We got a lot of whys of our own task. But this is the enemy. How the heck are they going to fight it? That's maybe the more relevant question. They do have the gun that can explode Medusas, but they were thinking, oh, Y-Man is going to throw Medusas at us. We're going to use our own Medusas back. It's going to be that kind of fight. But here, I don't think they have the weaponry to take out this entire writhing hive of Medusas. Life Stone. Okay. Do you want to die? What the heck? So why is it so evil? Why does it hate stuff? Why is it trying to screw with them so much? I'm so curious. This is one where there is kind of like an obvious sort of tired answer. Oh, it saw the havoc humanity was wreaking upon the environment. It saw that humanity was going down a self-destructive path. So for humanity's own good, it petrified everyone. It froze things, like the Tetris AI that pauses right before a game overs in order to save itself indefinitely, even though it can't play. That sort of AI logic is a pretty common plot element, and it's pretty compelling, it's fine. But I'm curious if there's something more, because there's so many related mysteries. Like, why does it exist in the first place? Why is this station so close to the Sea of Tranquility, where the Apollo mission landed? There's got to be more connections. There's got to be something more complex than that. Same message we heard from Dear Y-Man that other time. Why not this very moment? After our astronauts dodge the blast of the Petrobeam, they aren't trying to destroy us. Maybe they're trying to petrify us all so that we don't... Okay. So this is another solution. And again, it has that same kind of like, oops, the AI didn't quite understand logic, which is usually so key to like a versus AI story. Of the AI was told, we need to eliminate death. We need to overcome death in humanity. And it came up with this solution. If you petrify everyone, they don't die. Okay, I like this. It's a little more twisty. The twist that reinterprets the phrase, do you want to die, from a threat to, hey, I'm just asking. Like, you don't, right? So come on, hop in the beam. And again, the repeated asking of why, I think, is very much in line with this. The world was perfect. No one was going to die. You were in this perfect state of universal tranquility. Why are you going around reviving people? Why are you trying to stir up all of this death again? Anyways, I haven't the faintest whether or not our new friends are capable of honest conversation, but in any case, negotiation with a new political entity has universally and historically always begun with the immediate offering of a gift. What can they possibly offer a swarm of little petrifying devices? So we didn't bring anything. Operate according to replicable rules. As long as there's rules and there's science at work. I don't think we know so far. They've gone out of the way if we ask if we want to die. It's things like any other organism consider living and surviving to be crazy important. Okay, so is this an alien entity? If so, then it is almost exactly the same as the plot of that Moonfall movie that I learned about today, which is just funnier and funnier to me. So I think, yeah, these must be an alien entity from a very technologically advanced civilization that has come to Earth in like this benevolent quest of saving the universe from death. I think that's what's going on here. Okay. I'm okay with that. Replenish your life source by providing new diamond batteries. I like the shot of it thinking. Okay. This is interesting. Negotiations. We will keep whatever this entity is alive by providing batteries. But it's tough because this entity seems to think it's doing humanity a favor. And if it's not, doing that, if it's not saving people from death by mass petrification, then what's the point of it living, I guess? Like, what do they do for fun? It seems instead that these are purpose-made things sent to planets with civilized life in order to petrify everybody. Why? Oh. For moments, be still. Petra beam. Okay, so each of the Medusas actually has like its own little personality, it seems. I mean, it's done on you guys. The Petra beam serves that purpose. Okay. Petrification offers everlasting life, and by dangling that reward, they spur intelligent life to better itself, to march toward progress. Mechanical parasites. So they deliberately go around resetting civilizations. They do this because they want... Okay. We're just jumping into the past here to learn what the Medusa's plans were. Because there's still a lot of weird mysteries to do with the very, very first petrification wave that happens in the very, very first chapter. Like, why was there a stone bird? And don't say, oh, the mangaka had different ideas at the start and then they changed their minds. No. Not this guy. No. I think this mangaka, they're gonna figure out a way to make it all work. They're gonna make everything co-canon in a satisfying way. Okay. How am I feeling about these revelations? Overall, pretty good. They're not as mind-blowing, I think, as some, more twisty type revelation. But that's fine. I think in the end, it's better to have something that branches off into like a new direction, that introduces new elements to the story, a new type of confrontation, rather than just reframing the old story, which almost like, if they totally shocked us by saying, yeah, it turns out Xeno was evil this whole time, that would kind of cheapen, I think, a lot of the previous scenes. As I said before, it would really diminish the thematic impact of by working together as a scientific team, everyone is gonna prosper and what have you. Okay, well, let's just keep plunging ahead. I got a few more chapters to read before we're caught up or at the end or whatever. I got 4 more. So we'll read those 4, and if it's over, it's over. And if it's not, it's not, and we'll keep reading it. But we'll do it together, which is very exciting. I really do love this series, and I've loved bringing it to the people on my YouTube channel, and I hope you've enjoyed watching along with me. Let's go for the end. Okay, bye-bye.